Launch, the blueprint for building a profit-focused partnership program in 90 days. Written by Mark Brigman, PhD, founder and CEO of Partnernomics. Narrated by Matthew Longmire. Chapter 5. Term Sheet. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Leonardo da Vinci. Kayla Rodriguez discovered the hard way that even the best partnership strategies can collapse in minutes when fundamental terms remain hidden until contract negotiations begin. After 3 months of productive conversations with a promising AI software partner, her team invested 2 weeks preparing detailed partnership agreements, only to learn that the partner expected exclusive territory rights that Kayla's company could never accept. Both organizations had wasted countless hours because neither party communicated their core requirements up front. This painful experience taught Kayla that successful partnerships require transparency about deal-breaking terms before anyone invests significant time in relationship development. The solution came in the form of a simple document that most executives overlook: the non-binding term sheet. The term sheet transforms partnership development from a guessing game into a systematic process that gets to yes or no decisions in hours rather than months. This brief document outlines core business terms up front and eliminates partnerships that appear promising on the surface but contain fundamental misalignments that will ultimately lead to their failure. Companies that master the term sheet process build partnership programs that move faster, waste less time, and generate better results because they focus their energy on relationships with genuine potential for success. Get to yes or no in hours, not months. Most companies approach strategic partnership agreements in the same way they approach new vehicle purchases. They invest weeks researching options, preparing detailed specifications, and comparing multiple alternatives before deciding. This methodical approach works well for buying decisions where you evaluate competing projects with known features and established pricing. Partnership development requires an entirely different approach because you are not buying a product with fixed specifications. You are establishing a collaborative relationship in which both parties contribute resources and share risks to achieve mutual objectives. The variables are unlimited, the outcomes are uncertain, and the success depends entirely on alignment between organizations with different priorities and internal processes. Traditional contract discussions exacerbate these challenges by obscuring core business terms in complex legal language that fails to clarify the fundamental deal structure being proposed. Partners spend hours debating legal terms such as liability clauses, insurance coverages, and termination procedures before they agree on fundamental business issues, including financial payments, co-marketing commitments, and performance requirements. The term sheet addresses this issue by separating business topics from legal provisions. Partners first discuss and agree on all core business terms through a simple, non-binding document before anyone invests time in contract drafting. This approach ensures the relationship is aligned on business terms and relationship objectives before a formal contract is introduced. Research from leading research institutions claimed that partnerships with clearly defined upfront agreements are significantly more likely to succeed than those that negotiate terms during implementation. The term sheet provides a framework for creating upfront clarity without the complexity of a formal contract review, which typically involves attorneys. The most valuable benefit of the term sheet is its ability to generate fast no decisions that save everyone time and resources. Too many companies wait until they are deep in contract negotiations before expressing their non-negotiable requirements. By this time, both parties have invested dozens or sometimes hundreds of hours in relationship development only to discover fundamental incompatibilities that should have been identified in the first couple of conversations. Your term sheet communicates your needs, wants, and limits early in the partnership evaluation process. If potential partners cannot fulfill your core requirements, they are no longer candidates, and you can redirect your energy to more promising opportunities. If they can satisfy your requirements but want different terms, you can negotiate adjustments before anyone invests significant resources in relationship development. This screening process protects your most valuable resource, time. Partnership development requires sustained effort from multiple people across various departments. Every hour invested in pursuing partnerships that will ultimately fail is an hour not available for building relationships that will generate meaningful returns. The term sheet also demonstrates professionalism that separates your company from competitors who approach partnerships with no sophistication. Partners want to work with organizations that have clear strategies, defined processes, and realistic expectations. Your ability to articulate partnership terms through a well-structured term sheet signals that you understand collaborative relationships and can manage them effectively. Companies that implement term sheet processes report partnership development cycles that are 50 to 70% faster than traditional negotiation approaches. They reach final agreements in weeks rather than months because they identify and resolve business term issues before legal complexity enters the discussion. The 8 components of an effective term sheet. Your term sheet must strike a balance between comprehensive coverage and readable simplicity to serve its purpose as a communication and decision-making tool. The document needs to provide sufficient detail to enable informed decisions while remaining concise enough to encourage prompt responses from busy executives. This balance is achieved through a structured approach that covers 8 essential components in a logical sequence. The company section lays the foundation for partnership compatibility by sharing your organization's vision, mission, and core values. This component extends beyond basic company descriptions to address the cultural factors that determine the success or failure of partnerships. Research from McKinsey indicates that cultural misalignment is a primary cause of partnership failures, underscoring the importance of this section for achieving long-term relationship success. Your company section should describe the type of organization you seek as a partnership candidate and emphasize the cultural attributes that predict collaborative success. Suppose your company operates as a fast-moving, risk-taking organization that thrives in uncertain environments. In that case, you need partners who share these characteristics rather than partners who require extensive approval processes for routine decisions. The opportunity section defines the specific partnership type you want to implement and the value proposition you offer to potential collaborators. This component addresses the fundamental question that every potential partner asks: what is in it for us? Your opportunity description must be compelling enough to generate interest while being specific enough to enable informed evaluation. Partnership types vary significantly in complexity, resource requirements, and potential returns. A referral partnership requires minimal ongoing collaboration but offers limited revenue sharing. A co-selling partnership requires greater coordination but offers broader market exposure. A technology integration partnership requires substantial technical resources but can create competitive advantages that benefit both organizations. Your opportunity section should include preliminary timelines for the partnership launch and key milestones if these are known. Partners need to understand when you expect to begin collaboration and how quickly you anticipate seeing results from the relationship. The qualifications section lists the specific requirements that potential partners must meet to be considered for your program. These qualifications serve as screening criteria, enabling partners to self-select based on their capabilities and circumstances. Clear qualifications prevent unproductive conversations with organizations that cannot fulfill your basic partnership requirements. Common qualifications include years in business, industry experience, geographic coverage, annual revenue levels, customer-based characteristics, and experience with existing partnerships. Some qualifications are absolute requirements, while others represent preferences that can be negotiated during the development of the relationship. Your qualifications should align directly with the ideal partner profile you developed in Chapter 3 and the approach section of your strategic partnering plan from Chapter 4. The most essential characteristics from your IPP analysis become non-negotiable qualifications in your term sheet. Less critical characteristics become preferences that can influence partner selection without eliminating otherwise qualified candidates. The goals section describes the specific outcomes you want to achieve through the partnership relationship. These goals should be concrete enough to enable measurement while being realistic enough to maintain credibility with potential partners. Vague goals like develop mutual growth offer no clear direction for partnership activities. Specific goals, such as generate 10 qualified leads per quarter, create clear expectations that guide performance management. Your goals must align with the 3 primary objectives you defined in your strategic partnering plan while being tailored to the specific partnership opportunity. A referral partnership might focus on lead generation and customer acquisition. A co-selling partnership might emphasize brand awareness and market expansion. A technology integration partnership might target product enhancement and competitive differentiation. The team section outlines the human resources and organizational support that your partnership initiative will receive. Partners want to understand who will manage the relationship, the level of executive support the program will receive, and the resources dedicated to partnership success. This information helps partners evaluate whether your company can fulfill its partnership commitments. Your team section should describe the roles and responsibilities of key personnel involved in partnership management. For your most strategic partnerships, consider establishing a governance structure that includes senior executives from both organizations who can address significant issues and opportunities that arise during collaboration. The communication section defines the meeting cadence and information sharing expectations that will govern the ongoing partnership. Regular communication is essential for partnership success, but the frequency and format should match the collaboration's strategic importance and activity level. Most successful partnerships benefit from monthly partner business reviews that provide dedicated time for relationship maintenance, performance evaluation, and opportunity identification. These meetings do not need to be lengthy, but they should be consistent and focused on actionable topics that advance partnership objectives. Your communication section should also specify the performance data each organization will collect and share to manage the partnership effectively. This data becomes the foundation for scorecards and performance reports that keep partnerships on track and identify areas for improvement. The deal terms section is the heart of your term sheet because it outlines the core business and legal terms that will govern the partnership. This section typically begins with general concepts that become more specific as the conversation progresses, allowing both parties to develop a deeper understanding of the collaboration's potential. Business terms include financial payments, investment obligations, performance requirements, and contract termination provisions. Ensure that you include non-standard legal terms such as insurance coverage levels, compliance certifications, indemnification clauses, and intellectual property protections as applicable. Your deal terms section must address any requirements that could be deal breakers for your counterpart. For example, if your company requires partners to carry a $10 million professional liability insurance policy, potential partners need to know this requirement before investing time in relationship development. The For Consideration section provides a structured way to introduce new topics or questions for future discussion without disrupting the current term sheet. This section maintains organized communications and fosters trust by providing transparency about evolving partnership concepts rather than surprising partners with new requirements. Items for the For Consideration section get discussed in subsequent meetings and added to relevant sections of the term sheet if both parties agree to include them. This approach prevents the trust fractures that occur when partners feel like terms are changing without their knowledge or input. Custom versus standard click-through agreements. Partnership agreements fall into two distinct categories that require different approaches to term sheet development and relationship management. Understanding this distinction helps you adapt your partnership strategy to match the complexity of collaboration and the flexibility of negotiation that different partners can accommodate. Customized contracts are tailored agreements designed to address the unique requirements, risks, and strategic objectives of both organizations. These contracts involve extensive negotiations, legal reviews, and detailed terms that reflect the specific circumstances of each collaborative relationship. Customized agreements can encompass all partnership types, but they are most utilized for high-value strategic relationships such as exclusive distribution arrangements and technology integration agreements. The customization process enables both parties to negotiate terms that optimize mutual benefit, addressing specific concerns and requirements that standardized agreements may not cover. This flexibility comes at the cost of time-intensive drafting and negotiation processes that can take weeks or months to complete. Customized agreements are advisable when partnerships involve substantial revenue commitments, exclusive arrangements, shared intellectual property, or intricate operational integration. These high-stakes relationships justify the time and expense required to develop comprehensive legal frameworks that protect both parties and optimize the outcomes of collaboration. Standardized agreements are pre-written contracts that partners accept with minimal or no negotiation. These agreements streamline the partnership development process by eliminating lengthy legal talks in favor of simple acceptance of predetermined terms. Standardized agreements are commonly used for facilitator-class partnerships such as referral programs, affiliate relationships, and marketplace participation. Many established companies utilize standardized agreements for their partner programs as these arrangements offer scalability and operational efficiency. Instead of negotiating unique terms with hundreds of potential partners, these companies provide take-it-or-leave-it propositions that partners can accept quickly or decline without extensive discussion. Standardized agreements work well when partnerships involve transactional relationships with limited complexity and shared risk. Referral programs, affiliate marketing, and marketplace participation typically fall into this category because they require minimal operational integration and can be mostly managed through automated systems. The challenge with standardized agreements is that they offer no flexibility for negotiating terms that better serve the interests of both parties. Partners must accept the predetermined revenue sharing, performance requirements, and relationship terms regardless of their specific circumstances or capabilities. Even when your company requires a standardized agreement for a particular program, you should still create a term sheet to communicate your desired terms. This will allow your partner candidates to determine if they can accept your business terms more quickly. This process helps you avoid wasting time discussing partnership opportunities that do not meet your fundamental requirements. Your term sheet lets you quickly communicate your expectations and assess compatibility before engaging in standardized agreement processes. If the partner's standard terms conflict with your core requirements, you can decline the opportunity immediately rather than investing time in relationship development that will not result in a collaboration. This approach preserves your time for high-potential partners who can accommodate your requirements through either customized agreements or acceptable standardized terms. It also demonstrates professionalism by showing that you understand your requirements and can communicate them clearly rather than relying on standard contracts to meet your needs. Some partners may be willing to modify their standardized agreements for highly desirable partnership opportunities. Your term sheet provides the framework for these discussions by clearly communicating the specific terms that matter most for your business success. Recap and actionable steps. The non-binding term sheet is a crucial tool for accelerating partnership development by providing transparency on core business terms before formal negotiations commence. This document helps you and your counterpart make quick yes or no decisions rather than investing weeks or months in relationships that contain fundamental misalignments. Your term sheet must strike a balance between comprehensive coverage and readability simplicity through a structured 8-component format that addresses company culture, partnership opportunities, partner qualifications, relationship goals, team structure, communication expectations, deal terms, and future considerations. The document works equally well for agreements that address both customized and standardized click-through contracts. Even when you choose to use a non-negotiable agreement, the term sheet helps you efficiently communicate the core deal terms that your candidates must accept to form a relationship. The most valuable benefit of the term sheet process is its ability to deliver quick no decisions, saving time and resources for everyone involved. Partners who cannot meet your core requirements are quickly eliminated, allowing you to focus your energy on relationships with genuine potential for success. Your standard process should include creating a term sheet template for each strategic partnering plan, as described in Chapter 4. Draft your term sheet by first completing the Company section. This is where you define your company's culture and the type of organization you are seeking for this initiative. Next, write the Opportunity section by clearly stating the type of partnership you are implementing and the value proposition you are extending to potential collaborators. The Qualifications section lists the key requirements from your ideal partner profile that potential partners must meet to be considered for your program. Focus on the most important characteristics that predict partnership success rather than trying to include every possible qualification. The Goals section describes the specific outcomes each party intends to achieve through the partnership. List up to 3 goals that effectively capture the long-term success picture for the relationship. You will eventually create quarterly goals after an agreement has been executed to define 90-day sprints to manage short-term performance. The Team and Communications section outline the resources each company will dedicate to the partnership, as well as the meeting cadence and tools for ongoing relationship management and performance optimization. The Deal Terms section outlines the core business and non-standard legal terms proposed to govern the relationship. It is best to communicate these items early in the evaluation process to avoid wasting weeks or months when deal breakers existed from day one. Finally, use the For Consideration section to introduce new topics or questions you would like to discuss with your partner candidate. This section offers a concise approach to introducing new topics that promotes trust and transparency. Have your term sheet template ready before you begin outreach activities to potential partners. This document will serve as your primary tool for initial partner conversations and the foundation for all subsequent relationship development efforts. The clarity and professionalism of your term sheet will differentiate your partnership program from competitors who approach collaboration opportunities arbitrarily. Thanks for listening. This has been Launch, the blueprint for building a profit-focused partnership program in 90 days. Written by Mark Brigman, Ph.D., founder and CEO of Partnernomics. Narrated by Matthew Longmire. Copyright 2025 by Mark Brigman, Ph.D.